But meanwhile, there's something very important we need to talk about. I know that Omoboy was going there, and I said we'll come here. People are busy making broad press statement. Oh, they were rigged out. This was done to them. We were being unjust. Hey, I said stop it right there. But I want to give Omoboy the opportunity to, kickstart that reply, and then we go to the winners, and then we go to we'll probably go to Barrister because he hasn't been able to talk. But Omoboy, I stopped you when you wanted to go there. You want to, talk about those flimsy broadcasts we have seen from the governor, the Aswen and co.
Yes, okay. The challenge for them, for the governor Obaseki, is they call it the five stages of grief. You know, when you are enveloped by grief, you start with denial. Exactly. So when you start with a particular stage, you deny what the whole world has seen, you deny what your eyes are telling you, and you begin to tell yourself stories. The deal is that, I refer people back to how the Bible says, don't forget the log in your eye when you try to remove the speck in your brother's eye or another person's eye. PDP had a plan. Obaseki had a plan. And the plan was it was exposed given the nature of the coalition. What they wanted to do was to envelop whatever it is that was put forward at coalition in the last minute with results from Oredo and Ikubaoka. What they want to do in Ikubaoka, we have not even begun to let people know. They went to rent beavers, I don't know from where. They uploaded it. These beavers were unknown to INEC. They uploaded it with false accreditation and proceeded to start filling ballot papers. They wanted to come in those two local governments with over 110,000 votes for PDP, so that when they drop it at the last minute, they will overwhelm the results that have been announced. And unfortunately, we're in Nigeria, where political parties, the governor has resources, which he vowed to deploy during this election. And they deployed those resources, and they were able to buy some people who were able to help them in that quest. As you can imagine, the governor has become an expert in rigging elections, and I will tell you why. Okay, so they had grand plans. When a thief is calling somebody a thief, it's because their own thievery did not work out. What they tried to do, and which, even if they attempt to contest our results, there is still more they did in Esan Southeast. There's a lot they did in Ovia East, where everything you hear them crying about is that they are accusing APC of doing in Edo North. They try to do in Edo South and Edo Central. So at the end of the day, it was discovered. For example, in Ikubaoka, Ward 10 was completely cancelled because the beavers that was used to accredit people was not known to INEC. It was not in their record. They recorded beavers because INEC obviously issued beavers for the election, and they record it. And they know which is theirs that they've issued for that election. So wherever they went to rent beavers from, it wasn't from INEC that was deployed to Edo State. So that Ward 10, a whole ward, that's the largest ward in Edo State, had to be cancelled because you cannot have a ward with beavers as unknown to war and 99% vote for PDP. And that is Osarogion Ogie's domain. This was the fraud that they planned. It didn't work, and deflection is a way for them to start pointing fingers at the legitimate vote of the APC. Like I was saying to you, what we saw in that election is historic. A lot of you here would have supported PDP in the past or voted for PDP because, to be honest, to a very large extent, since 1999, Edo Central District, led by Chief Tony Aneni of blessed memory, was the headquarters of PDP in Nigeria. is the home of PDP. And PDP have dominated. So people, even my late grandmother and her co-wives, my step-grandmothers, told me in 2010, when my sister said she wanted to run for election, they said, it's umbrella we know. If you are not coming with the umbrella, we don't think we can give you our votes. And this is to their own daughter, because that's the extent to which they were very much invested in PDP. So if people have come now for us to APC, Akpakomiza, to get that inroad in the Edo Central Senatorial District, to reduce and even defeat the PDP in most of places, it's a very, very wholesome achievement. And I think all the people like yourself from New York, Madam Mary Inebenehi, Lady Pauline, all of you guys all over the world, your voices resonated. The way you all stood up to say, no, we want somebody who feels what the people are feeling, who knows what it is to grow up in a village, who knows what deprivation means, who has experienced the tragedies, people have been condemned to by bad governance. When I say bad governance, it's not for you to come and tell me you are a technocrat and then you speak a lot of English. I'm sorry, for us Nigerians, when we are speaking English, even the Englishman is looking at us and wondering whether we are speaking his language sometimes. Do you understand? Because at the end of the day, it is a language. You don't measure somebody's intelligence capacity or literacy by their ability to fluently express themselves in English with no grammatical errors or intonation. It doesn't happen. Even Americans can't do it. English people laugh at Americans. Americans laugh at Australians. So let us be very circumspect. The truth of the matter is that the PDP, especially this governor, Obaseki, his deep unpopularity, his people were fed up with his nonchalance, with his disregard for every institution, every agreement, every promise that he has made to Edo people. All he is interested in is building mega projects that they can siphon funds from. And by that way, I can tell you categorically that Edo is missing over 450 billion naira. They've spent over 600 billion since they came in, and they have borrowed an additional 500 billion. If that money, over 1 trillion, is in the economy of Edo State, if it was put into Edo State economy, there will be economic activity, people will have access to jobs, the economy will be stimulated, and people will benefit. But what I can tell you is that you go and spend 50, 70 billion on a project, call it a Edo hub, or call it some refinery, and then you give Edo 5%, when actually that project could have been done at 5 billion naira. You have not only looted 50 billion from the project, you have even shortchanged Edo State by giving Edo State 5%, and your crony is keeping 95%. These are the areas that the new government must visit, because the looting is unprecedented. It is mathematical and it is wicked. That is what the challenge that faces us as a state. I am not telling you this out of partisan politics. Politics is over. But when you come and loot and you tell me you are speaking English, that we should respect you, oh no, that's an insult to our intelligence. And we will ask questions. We will ask questions. They cannot leave this state broken for the incoming government, because that's their plan.